Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome back to another live stream on the channel. Finally, we have some more concrete news around the next Leicester City manager. So we're going to be discussing that tonight, all around Graham Potter. Then a bit more contract news as some of the youth players were released over the past couple of days. And finally, a tiny bit of transfer news. It's not concrete rumours or anything like that, but there's a few more rumours coming around as obviously transfers. The window, in fact, only opens on Friday. So yeah, the rumours and the rumour wheel around players is really going to kick in over the next couple of days. But yeah, today's stream is all going to be around Graham Potter and a bit on Carlos Corberan, as well as Fabrizio Romano recently. Well, he basically said the same thing he said this morning, just a few minutes ago. But yeah, Graham Potter and Leicester City remain in talks as he's a serious candidate for the job, as reported earlier from Fabrizio. So it's pretty much Fabrizio Romano just recycling what he said earlier on today. But yeah, basically, the breaking news is that Graham Potter is pretty much the leading candidate for the new role as Leicester City boss. There's a few talks around Carlos Corberan as well, but reading between the lines, you could basically say that Leicester's main priority now is to get Graham Potter, which I'm a big fan of. Obviously, a couple of days ago, we did do the Graham Potter stream where I went in depth on the tactics. Obviously, won't do that again tonight. I don't want to bore you guys with the same old stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of news pieces to go through tonight from the likes of John Percy, Rob Tanner. So all of the journalists are saying the same thing. So I think it's fairly obvious that Graham Potter is a big target. But yeah, let's get into the chat. Jerry is in it tonight. First of all, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. As I always say, make sure to drop a like, get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on Graham Potter. I know we went through him the other night, so I'm not going to go on for too long about him. But yeah, I think today is a crucial day in the role of Leicester getting a new manager, because obviously it's been well over a week now, I think, since Enzo Maresca was officially confirmed as the Chelsea boss. But yeah, let's get into the bits of news pieces then. Just a quick bit in terms of betting. Interested in your bets. Graham Potter has shortened his odds. And I think at the minute Graham Potter's the favourite to join Leicester. Obviously, don't read too much into the bets and whatnot, because if someone puts a bet on Graham Potter to become the new manager, the odds are going to increase. So, but yeah, it's obviously interesting to look upon at that. But yeah, in terms of the actual bits themselves, then let's get into it. I'm going to go for a lot of articles right now. So yeah, I think we should start off with this chunky one. This is from The Athletic and Rob Tanner, so as reliable as it gets. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Production values on top as always on the SPORTSA channel. But yeah, Potter is yet to indicate if he's ready to take up the position of Leicester manager. Leicester would like Potter to be on the final shortlist, are waiting for him to make a decision whether he wants to be considered or not. Like Potter, Corberan, as we spoke about lots on this channel, is seen as a younger, enthusiastic, enduring coach who can build upon the work of Enzo Maresca, start and obviously turn Leicester into that progressive, modern kind of possessions side. The Spaniard is admired for his playing style and coaching ability, and is considered a serious option, or they would have to negotiate compensation, as we've discussed. So yeah, based upon that, Potter or Corberan, right now they are the two options, and for me, absolutely perfect. So I've said since Maresca got sacked, they are the two people I want. So Leicester, Rudkin, pick whoever you want, because at the minute I'd be delighted with any. But if we had the choice in a perfect world, I think I would take Graham Potter. But make sure to let me know your thoughts in the chat on that. I think we did say it the other day, but if you had the choice between Potter or Corberan, which one would you take as of right now? But yeah, that is the first bit of news. So let's get on to the second bit. A bit more focus on Potter, hopefully, if I can find it. So yeah, let's go through this one. Yeah, we've pretty much gone through that. It's basically several journalists are kind of repeating the same sort of thing that Leicester are in negotiations. Let me just quickly try and find the one where it goes into a little bit more detail. Apologies, boys. I've got a hell of a lot of tabs open. Trying to find this bit. Is it that one? Jesus. Probably best to just go through the whole Twitter feed, aren't they? But yeah, Leicester are obviously taking the time to assess the options. But the thing with time, yeah, it's been a week now since Maresca's gone. I don't want Leicester to take too long, but then again, you do want Leicester to try and take their time to find the right man, because there's no point trying to rush into things. But like I said a minute ago, the transfer window is opening on Friday, so we do kind of want to get a manager in the next couple of days. But what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go onto FOSSUB and go through the whole Twitter account because it's easier to do. But yeah, make sure to go follow these guys because they've got absolutely everything you could want in terms of Leicester City transfer news. So yeah, let me find the one. So yeah, I think the main bit about this is the fact that Potter is still quite undecided. In terms, yeah, here we go. Right, finally found it. So yeah, this is the main bit to take away. Potter has been impressed with Leicester's setup and squad. He's still undecided on whether to take the job or not. So yeah, I think if I was Graham Potter, I think I'd be in the same position because look, we've got a massive point selection coming in. You don't know in terms of finances, so that's down to Leicester to try and sell the job. And obviously, you don't want to be begging Potter to join. But I think with any type of business and bringing anyone in, you have got to sell the role. So I think it's obviously going to be happening. I think Potter isn't going to walk through the door straight away, and Leicester do need to be transparent with him. Obviously, don't let him into too many of the bad details. Obviously, with Maresca, the board failed to let him know of any of the financial stuff. So I think Potter would definitely be asking about that. But I think it's important that the board obviously try and sell it as much as possible. And I think trying to get Potter is a good move. It shows ambition. It's a lot better than getting someone like Oscar Garcia or someone like Steve Cooper, in my opinion. So I think it definitely shows the right ambition. But now it's a case of Leicester selling the role, the progression in the club. Because look, if Leicester can get this right, I honestly think Leicester can be pushing into the top 10 European places within the next 3 years. Because I honestly think the players we have right now, we've got a really good stable position to try and progress. And with someone like Graham Potter, who promotes the youth development, is good with the youngsters, I think it would work quite well. So yeah. And just like Jerry says as well, in terms of Potter's role, there's no fee on that, so that helps us with PSR. Obviously, if Leicester want to get Corberan, that's going to cost us around 4 million as well. So all in all, I think Potter looks to be the man for us at the minute. But yeah, let's get into a bit more stuff then in terms of Graham Potter. Because like I said, there's been a lot of stuff coming out. So there's a bit on Tom Cannon. So yeah, next few weeks and days, it's going to be Fabrizio Romano going over the same sort of stuff as we've seen with Maresca. But I think that's only a good sign. Because yeah, the board trusts him. And obviously, that's the thing. Potter's been a long-term target for Leicester. We tried to get him when we got relegated that season. The back end of that, we tried to get him in the Championship. So I think Rudkin Top, I definitely want him. So it's not going to take too much of like, oh, should we go for Potter? Because I think Potter would have been the #1 target, to be fair, as soon as Maresca got sacked. And obviously, it's a case of if Potter wants to come. But at the minute, I haven't seen Potter get linked with anywhere else apart from Leicester. Obviously, Brighton are still looking to get their manager. I think Brighton are getting some random 31-year-old. I don't know who he is, but it probably work out because Brighton always seem to find some random people who end up doing quite well. But obviously, Burnley, yeah, I don't think Potter would go there, but there's been no links around that. So I think all in all, Potter could be the man. Where is everyone? There's people in it, but no one's speaking tonight. But yeah, let me just quickly see if I can try and find anything else. Just like I said, if you want all your Leicester news, go on to FOSSUB because they retweet absolutely everything. But yeah. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think Corberan's obviously still a target as well. Potentially slight backup option, but I think both of them are kind of quite equal in terms of Leicester. But it's clear to see the fact that Leicester want to play the same way as Enzo Maresca. And I really think if you look at the likes of David Moyes, Steve Cooper, I think the chances of them coming in now is very slim because I think it's very obvious that Leicester now want to play the exact same way as we did under Maresca, which for me is a massive positive because obviously, yes, the tactics are going to be interesting. It may be hard to get wins and whatnot in the first few games. It's going to be a long process. But in terms of the future of Leicester and how we're going to progress going forward, I think getting a manager with their modern, strategies in terms of playing football is only going to benefit us. So, yeah, I think all in all, we've pretty much gone through everything in terms of Graham Potter and Corberan. Obviously, we've gone through them so many times the last few streams and whatnot, so I don't think there's too much point going over them again. So I think we should get into a little bit of transfer news because Why not? Why not? I've missed doing the transfer news. Window opens on Friday, so I thought we'd mix it up a little bit and have a look at some links. Now these links are very, 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 not concrete. So take them with a pinch of salt. But Adrian Truefair, we've been linked with this guy for years. I remember him playing against us in the Conference League. He scored against us. I think we were linked with him for years and years. But looks like Leicester are interested again. And like I said, this is Leicester and 8 other clubs are interested. But it's interesting that Leicester are still interested in Truefair. I think he would be a good player. Still at Stade Rennais. So yeah, I think he's one we could potentially go with. But yeah, as of right now, it all depends on who plays in it depends on the manager, sorry, and who they want to get in, which is quite obvious. But yeah, let's go through some of you guys' comments quickly. Just hoping we don't mess around with it. The way the board works, being in a San Potter to August, yeah, Leicester do take a while, but in terms of the time it takes, I think Leicester are really trying to step it up now. I think we've spent the last week or so trying to find the managers who we want. Now we're creating that final shortlist of lots of Corberan, Potter. There'll probably be a few others as well. And now this week, or the next 5 or 7 days, we try and really get someone in. So I think that's how it will work. And fingers crossed this time next week, we'd have someone in, or a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, because we all know how long it takes to officially announce the manager and whatnot with the backroom staff. And obviously in modern day football, it seems like every single manager has a group of backroom staff. So that's going to be a challenge to get them in. Would rather keep Christensen under a new gaffer. Yeah, it looks like Bologna. I'm not going to get Christensen. I've heard they're interested in Roman Gosens, who was obviously linked with Leicester a few years ago as well. From I think he's at Union Berlin right now. Is Gosens? So yeah, I think Christensen to Bologna for that 50 mil is never going to happen. He may end up there, but like I said a few times, I really think Christensen could do well, because if we get Potter or Corberan, the fullbacks are very important. Ricardo one side, Christensen on the other. I think it would work very, very nicely. And in terms of Ricardo, right now, I think Ricardo will go back to that right back position, the fullback position, instead of tucking in inside, because I just think in terms of Premier League standard, I think Ricky P is quite a far ahead of Justin. And now technically Ricardo Pereira is A grade, so I think he'd do very well there. Kurt Christensen, got to get a new centre back for me. 100% agree. Yeah, I think the depth we have right now is quite good, but in terms of playing week in week out at that top level, I think Leicester do need to make sure we get a centre back. But like I said, if we can keep obviously Vestergaard's staying now, we keep Sutar, Wout Faz, the depth's looking fairly strong. It's not top standard, but I think it's important to have players there who play internationally. Obviously, Vestergaard's at the Euros, Faz is at the Euros, Sutar plays regularly for Australia, so they're all pretty good players. I tell Christensen only for 15. Yeah, same, but I can't see it happening. Galatasaray want Wilf. Yeah, I've just seen that. There's a few other links as well. In terms of them contracts, there's also been a few players who have been released. If I can find the tweet, here we go. So Mazwan Hisse is actually gone. And that was a weird one, because apparently he was at Stockport on loan or something, or had a trial at the back end of last season, but there was no official reports of it. Obviously, he played against Millwall in the FA Cup, and sad to see him go. And just hopefully Mazwan Hisse doesn't turn out to be a fantastic player, because obviously there's been a few occasions where Leicester have let academy players go and they've gone on to do some pretty good stuff. So yeah, hopefully not. But there has been a few contracts. If I can find them, here we go. So yeah, contracts have been made for Popov, Richards, and Pennant. So yeah, obviously we don't know a lot about them. I think in terms of the academy right now, it'd be interesting to see how Will Alves and Sammy Braybrook do this season, if they go on loan or not. As I said in my keep or sell video, loan probably. I don't think they're ready for the Premier League just right now. Because I think last season would have suited them two perfectly. It's just a shame they both got the exact same injury, keeping them out for pretty much the whole season. But Will Alves scored for England, I think, the other day for the youngsters, obviously, so that was good. Yeah, obviously Wilf is potentially going on a free. He's out of contract, but personally, I think Wilf will probably stay, because if he was determined to leave, Leicester would have announced him as going the other day. Well, obviously Albrighton, Pratt, etc. left. So yeah, right now I think Ndidi will probably stay at Leicester. But if someone wants to come in for him, if we get Potter, he's not feeling in, did he? Which could well happen because obviously Potter, like I said the other night, the midfielders have to be very, very technical, and it isn't Diddy a technical midfielder. I don't really think so. So I think Ndidi could potentially be going, but then again, we do need someone who's going to sit there. I think if Corberan comes in, Ndidi's probably going to be the man for us because Corberan plays a bit more rigidly and defensively, and I think Ndidi would suit that role quite nicely. So yeah, that is two differences in terms of the two managers in discussion right now, Corberan and Potter. If you're just joining us, I think Potter is slightly more expansive, but then again, obviously Potter has that experience. So I back him a bit more to be able to play that expansive way, but also be secure defensively, which is what we need. Long stuff, yeah, I wouldn't be against that. It's not the most vibrant signing in the world, is it? But he's experienced in the Prem. He'd probably want to come to someone like us to get regular game time. So yeah, wouldn't be too against that one. Let me just have a quick look if there is any other slight transfer rumours going around. Obviously, Fabrizio recently said the stuff around Graham Potter, so it looks like the indication is there that Leicester are interested. Talking of centre backs, we are interested in this man. I don't have a clue who he is, but if anyone knows in the chat who this man is from Porto, feel free to let us know. But I don't know. He's not been a centre back. I just assumed he's a centre back from the picture. But looking at him, he looks like a centre back. Absolutely massive. But you know what? Let's have a quick look at who David Carmo is. I reckon he's a centre back. Let's have a look. He was at Olympiacos. He's a centre back. Look at that. The ball knowledge is unmatched. But yeah, Leicester interested in the centre back there, so that's interesting as well. Just like we said, I think the centre back's going to be key for the season. Striker, obviously, we have to get a striker in. Definitely. Ian Atcher is obviously gone. I can't see Daka staying around. Cadden is probably going to be here. Obviously played against Portugal last night. Made his debut for Ireland, which was good to see. So hopefully he can get some more minutes out there and get ready for the new season. But yeah, I think in terms of signings, we'll definitely see a lot more stuff come out within the next couple of days or so. But I just think it's so pivotal now. We get that manager in the next 7 days. Transfer window opens on Friday. Fixtures released on Tuesday. We can really start to look ahead to the new season. In terms of content, I'll be live on Tuesday morning for the fixture releases, which is always an interesting day to see who Leicester get on with. Manager wise, obviously, I won't go on too much about Potter and Corberan because I've done that enough. I don't want to repeat the same old content. But yeah, all in all, we pretty much wrap things up. If you guys got any other questions, anything else you want to go through tonight, feel free to let me know in the chat. But I think all in all, the main thing to take away from today is that Potter is pretty much Leicester's number one target. Leicester will be talking to him. In terms of the persuasion to get Potter in is my only concern, because then again, is Potter that keen on joining Leicester? If you got to persuade him, I think there's some level needed, but you don't want to go overboard and start saying, "Oh, you're begging Potter to join us," because you don't really want to do that. I've had a few people on Twitter being a bit concerned at the fact that Potter may jump the ship like Enzo did. Obviously, Potter left Brighton to go to Chelsea, but can you blame him? But obviously, Potter's had that chance at a top six club, failed. So is he going to want to go back to a top six club potentially to prove people wrong? But then again, he may just be more. Some managers, I think, are just more suited to a team who's pushing to break into that top six mold instead of being in the top levels. Because I think there's so much pressure around managing a team like Chelsea, United, Tottenham, etc. So yeah, I think Potter is more suited to a team like Leicester, and looking at how well he did at Brighton, I think he could do wonders for us. Chelsea first game, yeah, I can see that happening. If Leicester get Potter's, 100% let Leicester get Chelsea. First game of the season, Friday night, Sky Sports, 8 p.m. kickoff. You just know, and that will be an interesting one to say the least. But in terms of the fixtures, you just want the easiest home game you could probably get, which on paper is probably Southampton or Ipswich. So that'll be an interesting one. But yeah, the fixtures are obviously going to be very hard compared to last season, where it's going to be a hard game week in, week out for Leicester. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. In terms of points deductions, we still don't know anything about that at the minute. I have read a few things saying that it could be a bit later on in the season, which isn't ideal. But yeah, the whole thing is just a bit of a joke, isn't it? So I don't think any of us really know how PSR works. I think Leicester are going to get more points deduction or higher points for than you would for getting into administration, which seems crazy, really. But that's the way football is in the modern day. Aston Villa have had to sell Douglas Luiz and John Duran, it looks like, to avoid PSR for them. So it's happening to everybody. So it's a real shame, and the teams at the top still seem to get away with it somehow. But yeah, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. So it is. It is. I don't know why it takes them so long now. Leicester are now officially a Premier League club. We got registered the other day. So can I not just get on with it? You know what I mean? It can't be that hard. You've seen the figures. We've not got 115 cases like Man City. We've got one case. Deal with it and give us the points. Like, what's the point of giving us a points deduction? Like, because this would be the worst case scenario. Leicester will get around 10 points in September, be a good start to the season, and then the points deduction comes, we're back to zero, and it's going to be demoralising as hell. So we just need I don't know why it takes them so long to just give us the deduction. If you can't figure it out, just leave it at nothing, in my opinion. It's the fact that, yeah, exactly that. And I understand why the City thing's taking so long, but I don't understand how teams like Chelsea get away with it. Yeah, I know they're signing massive contracts for players, but surely the transfer fee isn't affected by that in terms of the financial year. It's ludicrous, in my opinion. But yeah. So a quick look if there is any other transfer rumours, etc., etc. Be interested if Leicester get linked to any strikers in the next couple of weeks, because I think that's a big priority. There's another transfer rumour just coming out, so we'll touch upon that quickly. Very, poor sources, but why not? So yeah, Leicester and West Ham interested in the Juventus winger Matthias Saleh. 40 million. That's not going to happen. 40 million for a winger would be crazy. But in terms of wingers as well, though, we do need to obviously get depth there. I think first choice wise, we're all right, assuming Fatawu has signed for Leicester. But we definitely do need some backup. Obviously, we've got McAteer, Albright has now left. We've got Wanya Marcel. Apart from that, unless I'm missing anyone obvious, this guy comes out with some right random rumours, doesn't he? Every single transfer window. And net 40 million for this guy. Never even heard of him. But yeah, I guess that's the way football is at the minute. And I can't lie, I've looked at the Italy squad for the Euros, and I don't know any of them apart from the few of them. It's crazy. I don't know. It's crazy how their team has changed so much. But yeah, going back to the Premier League, I need to get my ball knowledge up, because right now I couldn't name you the starting lineup from most teams. It's like teams like Brentford. They seem to spawn in some random players every single year. Tammy Abraham, yeah, dream signing. I think if Potter comes, maybe it could happen potentially, but I think that would be the best signing of the whole summer, in my opinion, if Tammy could join us. But yeah, I think the likes of Villa are so interested in him. Obviously, used to play for Villa. I think Newcastle are interested, even though they got Isaac. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, but yeah, I think players there's going to be some random ones getting linked. I think in terms of the transfer plans, Leicester will have one, but that will be based upon Maresca. But as I've said for weeks, if Leicester get a manager similar to Maresca, it makes the transfer process so much easier. But talking of the pre-season and whatnot, it would be nice if we could get some fixtures getting announced, because it feels like every club, apart from Leicester, has got some sort of pre-season friendlies announced. No doubt it'll be like Grimsby Town away or something like that. Obviously, Leicester were meant to be in the tournament that they do in America with a few Premier League clubs. Maresca denied us from going that. So I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. I think in terms of financially, it's probably a good thing, but in terms of playing in America, it is a bit of a pain. So I think, and for us fans as well, it's always nice to watch us in pre-season. But one thing I do want, why can't Leicester get a nice European away day in pre-season? Give us someone in Germany or Italy or something like that. Would be absolutely perfect. But yeah, I have to see what happens. But I expect some sort of game to be announced kind of soon, because we are only about a month away, I think. I think the players usually go back first week of July, something around that. Obviously, the season kicks off a week later this year than last, obviously middle of August. So there is a bit longer to prepare and whatnot. But hopefully, we get some good pre-season games in. Not the mess like last year. Well, obviously, we went to play in Liverpool and Tottenham. The Tottenham game got postponed because we went to Thailand in, was it the monsoon season? So another masterclass from Leicester on that front. But yeah, we'll be interested. But anyway, boys, that is it for today's stream. Obviously, we have discussed the main topics around Graham Potter and the remaining links around Carlos Corberan. But I think in terms of Moyes, Steve Cooper, we can pretty much write that one off. Which for me, I'm a big fan of, because I don't want to be playing that boring football, even though it may work. But you never know with Leicester. We could still go in for someone like David Moyes or whatnot. But yeah, lots of content to come. Obviously, I'll keep doing the regular updates in terms of the managers. But if you guys are interested in more tactical videos, make sure to go and watch the 2 videos that I've already done on Carlos Corberan and Graham Potter. Jesus, I forgot his name in the last couple of days, where I go in depth on the tactics of each player. But yeah, lots of videos to come. Like I said, 2 weeks time, we're off to Germany for the Euros, so there'll be a couple of videos coming out from that. I'm off to Frankfurt and Cologne, which should be an interesting experience to say the least. And there we go, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning in. As always, massively appreciated. Like I always say, drop a like on the stream. It massively helps the channel. Subscribe as well. If you're watching this back on playback, let me know your thoughts on the link today with Graham Potter in the comments. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay safe. All to Leicester, and Graham Potter to Leicester. Here we go soon, maybe.